a little mad sometimes.
Horror fans, once again, it is me, the Horror Miser, Monty G. Yes, welcome into another live stream with the Horror Hangout crew. This is going to be a special live stream because we are going to talk about the ending chapter of Danny Gordon Green's Halloween. This is Halloween Ends, and of course, we have the usual gang. First of all, we have Sean Patrick Urshan from the Horror Corner. And of course, we have the lovely Christian and Jen from Jen's Reviews from the Graves.
Good evening, everyone.
Freddie and Michael.
Good evening, everyone.
And our guest, obviously, we had to bring him on because what better way than to celebrate Halloween Ends than Michael Myers himself?
Hey.
Welcome.
Woo!
Great to be back.
Okay, yeah, so obviously, of course, we've all seen Halloween Ends, whether it was on Peacock or in the theaters. So I'm going to let everybody know who's watching right now. If you have not seen Halloween Ends, stop, go watch it, and then come back and watch the replay.
Exactly.
Because we're going to spoil it. First of all, let's see who's in the chat. We have my good friend Russell.
Hello, Russell.
Hi, Russell.
What's up?
And let's see, we have Kelly Kennedy. She's in the chat room.
Kelly.
Welcome.
Okay, so basically how we're going to start this off is we want to first give everyone an overview about what they thought, what they liked about the film, what they didn't like the film, and then we'll just break it down from there. So obviously we're going to give our guest Michael Myers his opinion about what he thought about Halloween Ends.
Very cool.
All right. So, yeah, I guess for me, it was kind of a mix. I think, I saw Sean's review. I think that really kind of, my opinion really kind of like falls in line with that. There was things I liked about it. There's things I didn't like about it. I liked how they did something different. They tried to go, in a different direction, something original, kind of like giving Michael kind of like a sidekick in a way. And I thought that was an interesting way to go. Like the music a lot. I think the dialogue was better. There was the dialogue was the thing that bugged me most in Halloween Kills. I thought like a lot of it was like really kind of like awkward, unrealistic, like cheesy and everything. So I thought they did a better job with that. I'm like looking through all my my pros and cons list here, but yeah, and then I think like other than that, those were kind of like my main like things I really liked. Things I didn't like, and I thought there was kind of a lack of like kind of the scares and the suspense that I think like the 2018 one had. So I think that's like one thing that kind of bugged me. And I wish they would have done like a little more with the Corey character, or maybe kind of had some kind of a more of a payoff at the end, I guess, with how that turned out. And then just wanted to see more of the characters. I guess also like the returning characters. I feel like we didn't really see, besides like Allison and Lori, we like didn't really see much of the other characters. Like Lindsay's like a good example. Like they even did like a whole story about how she's going to be back in this movie on the the official Halloween website, and then they like kind of barely did anything with her. So I wish we would have seen like more of those characters.
I know.
And also more of Michael, of course.
It's like trying to find Waldo in this damn movie.
Where's Waldo? Where's Michael?
Exactly.
This is a Halloween movie, right?
Yeah.
All right, Jen and Christian, I know you're waiting to go.
This movie hurt me, Jason. This movie hurt me. Like this movie is a mess. It's not the worst movie, but it is such a damn shame to go out the way it did in this franchise. I was left so hollow. Like we were sold a bill of goods, and it's maybe shame on us for going in with expectations, but like I feel like they build it like this epic battle. Laurie and Michael, all bets are off, and like the few remaining characters, we thought we were gonna have, they were gonna do something special. Hell, we didn't see half of them for like, you know, maybe 10 minutes a piece, if that.
Hawkins has 2 scenes. Lindsay has more scenes than Hawkins, and she doesn't do anything.
Yeah, and it's just bullshit. And like, and fucking where the hell is Michael, damn it? And like, it's cool that they did something different. Like, I will give it that, but I don't think this was the movie to do it. Just no, bad.
My
This
issue,
movie hurt me.
I said it in the review, and I stand by it. And I think this was this is a movie I would have really liked if it was its own thing. Like after, like Blumhouse there's rumors that Jason is interested in doing more movies after this film, without Danny and David. So if this movie came out in that context of a new start of a new series with like Corey instead of Michael, I would be fine with it. I would probably really like this movie, but as the final part of a trilogy, it comes off really unsatisfying. That's what the thing I kept coming back to with this movie is I just felt very unsatisfied with this movie. Nothing really felt like we got any payoff for what we've been building up to for the last 4 years. It just kind of came out with a fart in the wind.
Yeah, and there were things they set up, especially at the end of Kills, that they just... No, I don't fucking know what you brought up.
We'll talk about it more, but like there's like the whole thing with, okay, what was with Michael Myers looking out the window of the Myers house? That was a big motif of the movie. And then when Karen at the end of Kills looked out the window of the Myers house, and then you thought, oh, she sees whatever Michael saw and she understands Michael.
Nope.
We've completely ignored what the fuck that was all about. What the hell was that about? That's something like retroactively, this movie has made me like Kills even less and hate the ending of Kills even more, because everything the ending of Kills set up got no payoff at all besides, oh, Michael's weaker in this film because of the beating he got at the end of Kills. It just comes off really hollow and unsatisfying, and it feels like David and crew really wanted to surprise the audience and give them something wildly new and different, but I feel like this was a misstep. I know it's weird, it's coming from me, who said many times I don't like Michael Myers as a character. I'm not interested in a Michael story, but this trilogy was built around being a Michael and Laurie-centric trilogy, and the last part has nothing to do with either of them, really. Both of them are side characters in that. It's weird. It's like if in Return of the Jedi, we stopped focusing on Luke and Vader until like the last 2 minutes, and we made it about one of the Ewoks instead. That's just kind of what it felt like to me.
All right, Mr. Halloween fan, Sean, your overall thoughts on the movie.
Man, I feel a lot like Jenna and Christian and Michael Myers 101. Absolutely agree. So yeah, and it hurt me too. Like being like Jen said, it hurt me being a Halloween fan in a lot of ways. But I'm not above telling a new story either. It's not like, oh, it has to be Michael Myers all the time, 24/7, nothing but Michael Myers. Like, I was fine with them doing a new story, but like the guy in the chat says, if they had introduced the character of Corey like at the beginning with the 2018, it would have made a lot more sense. They could have gradually went there, you know. But to do it like Christian says, this is the last movie in not only the trilogy, but basically the franchise. I mean,
for a while,
for the most part, you know. I mean, someone could do it again, but come on.
Yeah, well, I know what
you do. It would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
If we do, it'll be a reboot. This is the last time we'll see this era and this timeline of characters. We probably will never see Allison or this version of Laurie or Hawkins ever again. They're gone. They're done.
They're gone. Yeah, because I think, I don't know if someone, I know either Steven said it from Craving Something Scary, or somebody else said it, that Jason Blumhouse said that this is it for Blumhouse Halloween. They're not going to try to renew the license. It's going to revert back to Masan Akans. He's going to revert back, so it's going to be up to him to decide what he wants to do with that. I think that's what I heard. That's what I heard. He said that this is it for as far as Blumhouse is concerned. So I'm pretty sure if he does get back to rights, I'm pretty sure somewhere down the line he's going to say, let's do another Halloween movie and just have new actresses and actresses in it. But as far as what I actually thought about the movie, like I said, and most people saw my review, I enjoyed the movie. I like what David and Danny tried to do here was to try to do something different. I understand how the movie was marketed, but I never believe marketing. I never believe it's like
smart
this.
Man.
Every time when I hear this is the scariest movie since The Exorcist, or this is the scariest movie of all time, it's not scary. What are you trying to pull here? They're trying to pull that crap with Paranormal Activity, trying to say it was as scary as The Exorcist, and it had that supposedly audience looking at some of the supposedly scary parts in the film and seeing all the people scared. I mean, even the Evil Dead tried to pull that part. As much as I love the Evil Dead remake and some of the aspects, it's not the scariest movie. Hereditary tried that crap. It's not as scary as The Exorcist. It's good. It has some great jump scares, but that's why I don't believe any marketing. That's why when they came out saying that this is going to be the ultimate battle between Michael and Laurie, I said, no, it's not. What are you trying to pull?
I should have known better.
This is the final standoff between Michael and Laurie for the third time. No, wait.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And another thing, I had no problem with the ending. When you look at where this story came from, it's based upon just the 78 version, just the 78 film, and then 40 years later. So with me, Michael is no spring chicken. Laurie is no spring chicken. So we're not going to give something that we've already saw in H2O. Because I figured that's what Danny and David decided to do. It says, well, we can't have that because one, they're too old. And two, we already did that with H2O, so we don't need to see that again. And I think what we saw the ending, I think that's what they were really going for. So, like I said, it's as far as overall in the franchise, it's not the best in the series. It's certainly not the worst. I like it better than Kills, but like I said, I enjoyed it, and I like what they tried to accomplish here. Is it a great finale film? Not necessarily, but it was okay. I mean, it's like this. The one thing with all the so-called predictions that I saw other YouTubers do and all the other what they expected out of the film, this is what I expected David and Danny to do. No fake outs, no nothing like that. You know, he's dead in the story. There's nothing else can't be done. Even with the final shot with the Michael Myers mask on Laurie's what was it, on her table somewhere, the Michael Myers mask. Yeah, that was just a nice shot to say this is it, this is the end, right? You know, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But what if it's another paramedic?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. They'd have to it wasn't him. He switched with another old man.
I swear to God.
What if it was just a random paramedic that was living in that sewer for the entire movie?
And also, what?
Hey,
it was just some bum guy that was living.
No, that's what I'm calling right now. If they do end up doing more movies, because Jason Blum I respect Jason Blum as a film creator and whatnot in the business he's made. I don't believe a fucking word that man says when he says he doesn't have any interest. These movies have made bank for him, and that's the law of Blumhouse. If it makes money, we make a sequel. So I don't entirely.
Maybe that bum guy that Corey stabbed is really Mike Myers. Remember you said, "I'll get me the mask" or whatever.
Yeah, didn't he say he was Michael or something?
Yeah, he did say he was Michael. Maybe he was telling the truth.
God, foreshadowing.
Maybe it was just some random bum who has the exact same
Russell
hand
said
as Michael.
Russell said they didn't need the 4-year jump. Do you agree that they didn't really need the 4-year jump?
Yes and no.
Yeah, because on one hand, I guess it lends credibility to Laurie finally finding a little peace and happiness and joy, given some time to kind of grieve, but also finding the light. That makes sense. But on the other hand,
it leads to that. I think the stuff with Laurie is the strongest elements of the movie, but I also feel like it leads to so many problems and questions, like why was Michael Myers just hanging out in a sewer for 4 years, eating rats and killing random vagabonds and homeless people? It makes sense that he would be there for a while to recharge after the beating he got in Kills. He's an old man. it makes sense. But what was he doing in that sewer for 4 years? Was he just standing there and waiting for random hobos to come by to murder them? What was with that?
For 4 years straight.
You know, we did finally get a reference to the Rob Zombie movies. We got the glorious return of Hobo Myers.
Oh boy.
It was Ben Tramer.
It was Ben Tramer. Exactly.
Yeah, the trash says it was Ben Tamer.
He wanted to be the Rat King. Go fight the Ninja Turtles.
That would have been a better movie.
I'd watch it. Fuck it. Michael versus Ninja Turtles. Sure, why not?
Yeah, he was Michael. Yeah, because I was about to make some ninja ninja jokes when I was watching the film. What's it? The hell is he trying to find the Ninja Turtles?
This was so bizarre. Ever since we saw the trailer, just why was he hiding in that sewer for 4 years?
But there's a lot of questions of why with this movie.
That's
you
true.
and I looked at each other at multiple points and was like,
and there
why?
are gaps in logic for me.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because even with Laurie's story, so okay, Laurie's moving on after 4 years. How the hell are you gonna move on when this man killed your daughter?
Yeah,
and he's still out there. You're he's out there.
You're telling
me
with a badass Sarah Connor, I'm gonna take Michael out once.
Yeah, a lot
of sudden you're laid back.
Yeah, a lot of people did point that out, and I really didn't have a problem with it because even. And Allison says that you need to move on. You can't continue with this darkness that you're living all this time. And I guess that's the reason why they chose to have Laurie go through this route. And even when she has a nice conversation with Hawkins, when they're kind of flirting back with the cherry blossoms, all of a sudden, next thing you know, she gets the gut punch right back in when she's confronted with one of the survivors from Kills. I actually was so surprised to see that one.
How did that woman survive?
That was so bothered, Christian.
That was the moment where the movie lost me. That was the moment there. Like Michael.
How the hell did she survive?
Yeah, that woman, like she's no spring chicken, and she got a fluorescent light bulb jammed through her fucking neck. How the hell?
How long was she sitting there bleeding?
Yeah,
I couldn't believe that.
That was like, I was fine with the idea of like survivors holding Laurie accountable for like all that. That was a good idea. Just why that one in particular?
Yeah, because
you were so mad.
That was the moment where the movie lost me. Like Sean said, like you're telling me Michael Myers kills 3 of your friends 40 years ago, and you're going to dedicate your entire life, ruining your life and your daughter's life, to getting revenge on Michael Myers. He kills your daughter. 4 years later, you're cool. That was weird. Like,
Andy was locked up back then too.
Yeah,
like he was in jail and everything. She's still, doing all this work to prepare and everything.
I know for 40 years she was preparing for him to come back.
Yeah, like I kind of like the theme of the movie had. At least this is what I took, because I talked about this in the review of how we handled Lindsay. Lindsay was the only one who truly moved on after the events of Kills and decided, fuck Michael Myers, I'm gonna live my life and take it back to me, which I like.
Point.
That's a good point.
Okay, fair enough. You know what, Trash? That's my canon explanation now. Like Laurie
wore the mask.
Laurie doesn't really move on past Myers until she actually chucks him into the car shredder. I like that, but I just feel it wasn't executed well enough, and it was weird how she the whole idea of her moving on was kind of a persona she put on to make Allison a little bit more comfortable and stuff. But I don't feel it was executed well.
Yeah, that was going to be my my next
how about
question is.
Show your boobs or whatever.
Yes, I loved that. Like those moments were great.
The first time when she said that line, I thought about you, Jen.
I know. I thought that's the kind of grandma I want to be. That's what I want to grow up to be.
Yeah, I love that. It's such a mixed thing for me because I think those are the strongest moments of the movie because it's getting to see Laurie Strode in a light we've never seen her be before. Like I love the scene of her baking a pie for her granddaughter and she's terrible at it. I loved little character moments like that. I just don't know if it was executed well. It was.
I did like seeing the different side to her though. That was
I think we all did.
Yeah, like a lot of things with this movie. I like some of the ideas. I just feel like it was the wrong time and kind of not fully realized in a lot of these ideas.
And the wrong movie. The last movie it shouldn't have done it in this last late hour. It's too late.
Yeah, like as an epilogue to the series. Thank you, Monkey. As an epilogue to the series, I like this movie in a lot of its ideas. But as the final part to this trilogy, it feels like there was a third movie that we missed completely. Like that was where I kept coming to. It just felt like, okay, especially with like, granted, it was cut out, but like the whole thing in the extended edition of Kills of like Laurie on the phone with Michael. I'm gonna get you, Michael.
I'm coming.
4 years
just walking
later.
down the hall. And
yeah, 4 years later. I'm gonna bake a pie for
That's
my
the
granddaughter.
extended cut version, you mean, right?
Yeah, the extended version. Like, I can see why they cut that out because
That's why they cut that out.
Yeah, I'm glad they did, but I don't know.
Well, actually, I was talking to Marty, the Trash Picture Show, with this, and he has a theory. He thinks that they didn't want Michael at all. Like, Michael was not supposed to be in the last one at all, and like he was supposed to die. And if you think about it, it sort of makes sense.
It would have, yeah.
Like, he thinks that it should, like, and then someone's like, "No, dudes, we got to have him in there somewhere."
I know, Marty told me that same thing too when I asked him what was his theory about Halloween. He said that same thing to me.
Yeah. And the more it sits with you, the more you're like, you know what, he's got a point.
Yeah.
You think that could have been like studio interference? Like, we gotta have Michael in this.
I fully think there's studio interference.
Like back in like the Hammer Dracula, we gotta have Christopher Lee in this when they weren't they were gonna do a movie without him.
Yeah, exactly.
And weave Dracula into the.
I think jumping off of what Russell said in the chat, I think it's a twofold thing. I think studio meddling and the pandemic is what kind of fucked this trilogy over from being able, because 2018 showed so much goddamn promise. Like,
and Kills isn't bad.
Kills is solid, but man, the Kills is where it started to stumble. This movie is where this trilogy falls completely flat on its face, in my opinion.
So
speaking of the pandemic. Is like I heard all these rumors that they were going to like talk about the pandemic or have the pandemic in the movie, like actually, but I guess they didn't end up doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of speculation on that.
Yeah.
So obviously we got to talk about Corey. So
Corey Cutting.
Since he's the actual focal point in this film. So Jen and Christian, what is your thoughts about Corey?
Okay, so like here's where I stop shitting on the movie for a minute. I'm gonna kiss it and then I'm gonna hit it, but I'll start with the kissing first, because foreplay. So what I really like about this movie is I love how we open it up. Like, that was a great way to open it up, how we're introduced to Corey, and that little shit had it coming.
That kid deserved
everybody in the theater. Like, that was a truly shocking moment because there was a pretty packed theater and everybody kind of gasped, and you said one guy goes, "Oh shit."
Yeah, guy behind me.
And stuff like that. And I really like the character of Corey. I do, but he doesn't belong in this movie. Like, or if he did, he should have been introduced way earlier. I like him, but I'm not here for Corey. That is the problem. The actor playing Corey was incredible.
The actor is great, and that opening is probably my favorite opening of the trilogy. But
Corey.
That was horrifying, man. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, but that kid wasn't
that opening was really good.
He deserved it. I'll say it.
That kid, it's not the most satisfying kid death in a movie. That still goes to the Lodge for me, but he's in the top 10. That kid had it coming.
Yeah.
But guys, what is up with the way he reacted when they locked him in the room, and like, who the hell like freaks out? Some little kids playing a little trick on you for Halloween, and you're like hysterical, bashing the door down, and
I think I know why though.
Yeah.
I think I do too. My theory, and this could be totally different from what Monty's thinking, is it's kind of showing right then and there that this kid might be a little, like, there might be things wrong with him to begin with. Like, he's a little unhinged. Maybe he has a backstory, like maybe he had an abuse or something. That's kind of what I thought. Like, okay, he already has issues, and then
it definitely, the way I took it is he has claustrophobia as well as going off the abuse that he felt at home, because you can tell the little bit we get of his home life is very not healthy.
I guess he does say, like, he's like, I can tell when someone hates you, when someone's looking at you, because he probably experienced that. But I've heard that from a lot of people saying that, like, they think that kind of showed that there was already something wrong with him in that moment.
I think so.
Yeah, because that's the gist I got. Because at first he says, "Oh, he locked him in the closet," and then he starts. First he half skits, and then he starts skitsing out. That lets me know that wait a minute, there's something kind of wrong with this guy. Because normally you wouldn't freak out just to get locked in the closet, but when we get more exposed to his home life, we see how crazy his mother is, and his father doesn't do anything about it. Then we know that there's absolutely something is wrong with Corey.
Yeah.
So, Sean, what do you thought about the Corey character?
I actually didn't mind him. I do have to give David Gordon Green credit for trying something new, and like I said, that was a powerful opening, and so I was kind of on board with it. I'm like, this is kind of interesting. This is something different, and I'm not opposed to introducing new ideas into the story, but when it's to the extreme where that's kind of like taking over the whole movie is like, so it's such an extreme when you had a story already being built in the first two movies, But that's what like kills me about it. But yeah, he did a really good job acting. I liked him as a character.
Yeah.
And it was maybe a little bit much, his progression to the dark path, as they kind of beat you over the head with it. Like, he's going down the dark path. He's going down the dark path.
Yeah. Well, what's this? I don't know how to pronounce this.
Angela. Her name's Angela.
Yeah, her name's Angela.
Angela. Yeah, I hope we're not ruining the movie for you, because we know we are spoiling. So if you still want to watch it, you can still watch it.
Regardless of how I feel, I do recommend everyone should see this movie for themselves and get their own feel and opinion on the movie.
Yeah, because some people, this is one thing that's very interesting about this movie is you talk to one person, and it doesn't matter. You talk to one person, oh my God, I love this movie, and then there's people, oh my God, this fucking ruined the franchise. Not that we haven't heard that about other movies in this franchise, but that's kind of part of being a Halloween fan. Yeah.
I don't know what you're
talking.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can't think of a single divisive or controversial film.
At least there was no white horse in this movie.
I like the white horse.
No Buster Rhymes.
No Buster.
No Buster.
But we do have hulking.
Yeah, we have hulking Mike. I don't get that. I just don't want the one critique I have about this movie.
I think I died inside. Oh, what the hell?
And I think someone, either you guys said it or somebody else said it. It's supposed to be what Laurie said in Kills. When Michael kills, the more he ascends, and I guess he's supposed to be ascending when he kills that cop. A cop in the sewers, and
but I was thinking kind of figuratively, not literally.
No, he steals people's souls like Freddy Krueger.
Where the fuck did that come from?
See, that's what you were missing. Is Michael needed to take off his jumpsuit, and you would have seen his chest of souls of all the people he killed, like Freddy.
So this costume is way more appropriate than I thought.
Yes, it is.
I knew it.
Oh man. All right, so the next one is the relationship between Corey and Allison. What do you thought about that, Mr. Myers?
I thought it was kind of a little weird. I mean, I think I've heard some other people say it too, but like, just it's weird how like Allison's just kind of so into him for like some reason. I think like Sean might have been talking about that in his review, but I just thought that was kind of weird. I don't know why she likes him so much when he's just kind of acting like a weirdo a lot of the time, but yeah, and I think they kind of and they also just kind of spent a lot of time on the relationship. I wish it would have been like maybe a little less screen time, so we could have more time to see Michael and things like that, and Laurie and everything. But I don't know. I think it it definitely added like kind of an interesting dimension to it.
True.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Jen and Kristen? Corey and Allison's relationship.
Okay, before we go to Corey and Allison's relationship, because we need to address something else. That fucking cop that she was dating, was like 40 fucking 5.
Yeah, why was
that?
Yeah, that was weird.
What the actual fuck?
Yeah, that was weird. We're all in agreement. That was weird, right?
He was way older, and I'm not judging.
I know, right?
yeah,
school, but
Allison's of age.
and
So,
he was a dick.
so it's fine, but it was just a weird
Maybe she's just
thing.
got some weird ass taste. Like,
Either
Yeah,
that, or
I guess.
maybe that's just showing. Maybe Corey was the best guy in this town. Maybe it really sucks to be single in Hattonfield if that's like your pick of the litter. I do like it wasn't executed well.
No.
It was not executed well, and I guess what the movie's trying to say is that they're both misfits, so they understand each other on a level that not many other people can, because they both have gone through. He killed a kid, and people are kind of making him the new boogeyman. She's the one that survived, so they have that shared experience, but it was not conveyed or executed very well, and stuff, and it just and things weren't explained. This movie does stuff, and then they drop it, and they never explain
And
it.
my issue with it comes down to it's never narratively satisfying. Because, okay, you have the setup. Allison and Corey are dating now. Blah, 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 all that stuff. We never get a payoff for that. Like, the most we get is Allison, and again, spoilers for those of you who haven't seen it, but at the end of the movie when Allison comes in and Corey stabbed himself in the neck to make it pin it on Laurie and whatnot. You get that, but you never get the moment of like Allison fully realizing, what Corey was and never confronting everything. You never get any payoff to that relationship really, because he dies.
Mhm.
It feels really narratively unsatisfying. Like, okay,
I don't think she knew about. I mean, it seemed like she didn't even know about it.
yeah, like, okay, if you want to tell a story about Allison is dealing with the trauma of being one of the only survivors of kills, and how the town looks at her, and she connects with this guy because they both have the shared trauma, and he gets the evil installed into him, and he becomes the next Michael Myers, the next boogeyman. That's a good story idea. Why are you putting it here, though, if you're not going to go all the way through with it? The final confrontation of this movie should have been Allison and Corey instead of Laurie and Michael, at least in my opinion. It would have been more narratively satisfying. The movie was about Allison and Corey. Why was the ending not about Allison and Corey?
Because Halloween fans already pissed.
I know why, but like if you're gonna go with this wildly different direction of direction for the franchise and take all these risks, why not stick with it at the end of the movie? That was where my issue came from.
That's why it should have been a one-shot movie.
It should have been.
Part of it.
Yeah.
It should have been like a little fourth film that came out like a couple years after the ends of the the non-existent third film where Laurie and Michael get their real final battle and whatnot.
Yeah.
Michael dies in that film. We get introduced to Corey in that film, and Corey has a confrontation with Michael. Michael looks at him, and you get the idea, okay, maybe Michael put something in Corey at the end of the movie. And then this movie is resolving that, and we get to see Laurie, and we get to see Hawkins and all these characters again after like a little bit time, and how Hattonfields develops without their boogeyman now that he's absolutely confirmed dead.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been a way more satisfying film than what we ultimately get, because we get parts of that, but we can't do that because this movie wants to be two separate films at the same time.
And it really doesn't want to be a Michael Myers if it could.
Yeah, it doesn't. It
That's the
doesn't.
thing. It wants to have its cake and eat its
eat it
too,
too.
and put everything, jumble everything together into one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
beautiful,
great
nice
point,
little
though.
ball.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Doesn't
Yeah, I think
work
it's kind of
that way.
missing like the payoff for the Corey character. I think that's
Yeah.
one of the issues I had.
Yeah, because that's kind of what was kind of missing, is because when Corey does puts on the Michael Myers mask, and he does the killing in the junkyard, and I was waiting for maybe he finally confronts Allison, or Allison sees him killing, and either she's disappointed or I would want to see that type of reaction, but we really don't get that. Then that's one of the aspects of the film that's missing. And I don't know if Danny or Danny and David just forgot to include that in there, but we really don't get that final conclusion, other than when Corey kills himself, and then she's pissed off at her mother because she thinks her mother killed him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, Michael killed him. It's like,
Yeah, well, Mike, yeah, because he was still alive. Yeah,
he probably would have died anyway. But
Yeah. Well,
the fact-
I mean, this movie confirms that neck wounds are apparently not that fatal to people, so
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, he'll come back.
we'll be fine.
be fine. That when I stabbed my neck, I didn't hit any major arteries there, so I lived.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
that's the thing, he could have left room for it to continue
Yeah.
with Corey or whatever. That could have been the evil was passed on.
Yeah, he's
That would've
the
been
new
fine.
evil.
Especially with like Allison leaving Hattonfield at the end of the movie. You could have done something there.
Yeah.
But no, you just completely conclusively, nope, the evil's dead now, end trilogy.
Yay!
Okay.
It's like in the Curse of Michael Myers. He's supposed to be in this cult. He's supposed to be a part of it. Yeah, he just kills them all.
You just,
And that's it. It's the end of the
No
cult.
one shall speak badly of the Thorn cult while I'm here, damn it.
Sorry, Jen. You know how I feel about the Thorn trilogy.
I know.
Now, of course, everyone was complaining because we really don't get that much of Myers in this particular film. So, do you want to see more Myers, even though, you know, realistically, he's an old man. He got his ass kicked and kills. He's been living in the sewers for the past 4 years. Do you still expect to see more of Myers than we got in this film?
I don't know that I want to.
Now I just hear, I don't know why, I just hear Michael Myers motivational speaker like he's fucking Matt Foley from SNL. I live in the sewer down by the river.
That just popped up in my head.
Oh, God damn it.
Hey, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
So, Michael, what did you want to see more of Michael Myers in this film?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wish there was more of him.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't really know like why he was so weak, because the old guy said he was, you know, like I thought he's kind of killing people to kind of gain strength, from what they said at the end of Halloween Kills. And the old guy's all talking about how he's, you know, he drags people into the sewer and kills them, basically. Like he's been doing this for like a period of time. So I was kind of surprised that he's like still so weak, even though, I mean, I guess it's kind of cool that he's, you know, it actually shows that, you know, he, you know, like what happened in Halloween Kills actually had an effect on him. They actually like weakened him. So there was actually like a purpose behind all of that. So I liked that. But yeah, I wish he would have kind of been able to, like, I guess, regain his strength from killing people more than he did. And I wish there would have been like more screen time, of course.
What about you, Sean?
I have a lot of thoughts on that.
Yeah.
See, my thing with Michael Myers is, yeah, I am a big fan. He's my favorite horror icon of horror, you know. And the thing is, if this is supposed to be following the original Halloween from 1978, this isn't the Rob Zombie version. This is not the human version of Michael Myers that he presented to us. This is like, he has this aura, this air of mystery. Is he the boogeyman? Is there something more to him than just a man? Even in the last movie, Laurie said he's more than a mortal. A human couldn't have survived the fire, you know?
Yeah.
We have this whole history of the franchise. I know it's supposed to ignore all the other ones, but I can't.
Yeah.
But what they did was they took away all mystery of Michael Myers.
Yeah.
With the one sentence Laurie says at the end, you know, I've been chasing you, I've been running from you, you know. But I always thought you were the boogeyman, but it turns out you're just a man. And then with that sentence that demystifies, debunks everything we've known of Michael Myers to be in the regular franchise, not including the Rob Zombie ones, of course.
Yeah.
And that pissed me off. I wish they could have left that alone. Even if she didn't say that line, we could have still had that, you know, maybe he was the boogeyman, or, you know.
A little bit more ambiguity.
But with her saying that, we know, oh, he was just an old man that was pretty spry for his age in the past couple movies. It's not
That does lose some of its
the
mystique.
shape that Donald Pleasance was talking about, all that exposition about, and yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really like that line either.
Pissed me off.
Yeah, I didn't.
I have no problem with the way he got taken out. That is the way he should be taken out, because he deserves it. Look at all the people he killed, you know. But it's just that part of it was gone, and it like took the mystery away, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, I can understand the reason why they did not have him in the film as much, because obviously they wanted to focus more on Corey. Some when he does come into the film, really doesn't lift up the movie as I expected him to do. Maybe because of the state that he's in right now is obviously not the same Myers that we saw in the '78 film or in 2018 or in Kills. But he still was a threat. Not, I think Corey was more of a threat than Michael was. But you still don't want to get caught in the corner with him because despite his weakened condition, he still can kill you.
Yeah.
He still can kill you. And yeah, but so I guess he's whatever purpose that he was supposed to serve in this movie, he served in his movie. Did I want to see a little bit more of him? Yeah, of course. It's Halloween. That's what you want. But I believe the limited screen time, he served his purpose as far as the story that Danny and David were trying to tell here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So obviously we got to go with Laurie. And what do you thought? I would say I think everyone probably will agree. Everyone loved Jamie Lee Curtis' performances as Laurie.
She's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
No one had a problem with her performance. I think she did a pretty good job. For this being the last time that we'll see her in this particular role, I think this was not the fitting end I think everyone expected, but I think it's fitting in for the position she was put in this one, as opposed to the insult they did with Insurrection.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can tell I do not like that movie.
Oh,
I couldn't tell it all.
but Busta Rhymes kung fu
God
kicking
damn
Michael
it.
Myers
Busta
is
Rhymes.
still the best moment of this franchise. You cannot change my mind.
I still laugh at that. I still can't help it. Because of one, I can't believe it, and two, it's just funny.
Breaks down the door.
Oh God,
Or electrocuting him.
How do you feel about Laurie in the movie?
Laurie, again, like I said in our review, I love Laurie. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. She did an amazing job. The movie she was in sucks. Like, there's some good things, there's some good aspects about it, but if I'm going to be honest, the movie kind of sucks. It's okay. It's not doesn't suck. It's a mess. It just doesn't work. But she is the one highlight. Like, whenever she was on screen, I loved her. I just feel very hollow. Like because we're here, or at least I am, and I think other people were here for the big thing with Laurie and Michael, and that it happened, but it didn't happen. And when it happened, it was like, it just, I don't know. I was really let down. But Jamie Lee Curtis in it is amazing. Like, I loved her. Great. And we'll give it another praise. I liked how we did get to see a different side. It didn't make much sense story-wise, but it was cool to see her happy for once, So I did like that.
Yeah.
What about you?
I like her, and I like how she's implemented in the movie. Again, kind of twofold. In the context of this is their final battle, final movie together, whatnot, not very narratively satisfying. But in the context of, again, this is an epilogue film, mostly about Alice and stuff. A little bit again, we get to see Laurie is really great. It's nice to see her kind of move on. I do find it weird that in 4 years she has not remotely continued her relationship with Hawkins at all. I found that that was kind of weird and unsatisfying. That seemingly they hadn't talked much really in between the 4 years, considering a lot of their scenes in Kills was very much setting up a relationship between the two of them. But I am also I like the idea of her writing the book. I like a lot of the moments she has, excerpts you get to hear from her book. And I really am happy about how she gets a happy ending by the end. I know some people don't. I like that she gets a happy ending and she gets to live a pretty happy life with Hawkins for the rest of her days. I like that. I'm glad that this character, especially considering like Texas Chainsaw from earlier this year and how we just chuck Sally in the garbage. I'm glad that we get to see some respect and a good happy ending for a classic final girl this year. I am glad about that. I will admit I was going and expecting we were going to kill Laurie off and Allison was going to be the one to finish off Michael, but I'm glad we didn't do that. I am very glad that we got the happy ending for Laurie. She deserves it. No,
I kind of suspected that too, with all the predictions and everyone else was talking about, Laurie's going to die and then Allison was going to come and kill off Michael. But I'm glad that at least finally she did, for a character such as Laurie Strode, it was good enough that she got the satisfying conclusion that her and Hawkins can go out and have cherry blossom together.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Mhm.
Hell yes, Resurrection 2 trash. That would be. I would watch that. I want a new trilogy centered around Buster Rhymes getting over his experience with Michael. That would be amazing. I would love that. Holy shit.
We need to have the multiverse of Michael Myers go back to these alternate versions.
Yeah, all the different timelines, bring them all together, like Spider-Man.
This one didn't die.
Hey, they did it in Spider-Man No Way Home.
That would be so great. I would
don't have the energy.
I would love that. I would
all
totally
5
love
timelines
that would
put
be
together.
amazing. just make a movie, call it Dangertainment, and it's just Buster training in a kung fu. It's part martial arts, part horror movie. It's like a Shaw Brothers film. And it's about Michael. It's about Buster training in the ancient arts of kung fu to defeat Michael.
What about the Curse of Michael Myers version of Michael that they retconned in H2O? He was in the Man in Black suit and walked off.
Producer's cut.
In the producer's cut, yeah.
What about Paul Rudd? Should we I know
Paul
Tom
Rudd
is
could be
dead,
back.
but we can cancel out kills.
We can bring back Rob Zombie characters.
Yeah,
I'd watch it.
No white horse. No white horse.
I would love to see Malcolm
back
McDowell
Sherry
Loomis
Moon again.
I'd be down to see Malcolm McDowell Loomis again, and I'll defend that version of Laurie. She was good. I'll defend her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't mind. I didn't mind Scott Taylor, whatever her name is.
Scott Taylor Compton.
Yeah, I didn't mind her.
Scott
Laurie,
Taylor
I thought she was good.
Yeah.
No, she put her own spin on this. She wasn't trying to do anything what Jamie Lee Curtis did for the role. So I don't mind her. Never mind her. So obviously the so-called final battle.
For the third
I know
time.
y'all have. I know.
until the next time.
I know you had something to say about the so-called final battle.
I guess we'll start. I like elements of the final battle. I like the ideas it's plays transplanting and stuff. I also don't like the final battle and feel it's really weird and unsatisfying. Like I said, it should have been Allison and Corey instead of Laurie and Michael here. It didn't feel that satisfying, really, especially considering, 2018 has, I think, was a much better climax with Laurie and Michael. H2O had a better one. And I can respect that they were like, okay, we don't want to retread those fights anymore. Those exist. Let's do our own thing. And for what it is, I like it. It's a good short fight because they're both older. But also, it's weird that this is the way Michael died. He got stabbed a couple times and crucified to a table. After the beating he got in Kills, and after everything, her spending 40 years coming up with the perfect plan to kill Michael Myers in 2018. How does she kill him? She crucifies him to a table, and then they chuck his body into a car shredder, a la Christine. Okay. Yeah, and slash his throat. I like it thematically. I like how it's kind of like, I know, Sean, you disagree, but I like that they kind of take him down and he's just another man, because that's the whole thing of this movie. Everyone in Haddonfield, they need a boogeyman. And it was Laurie showing them, the boogeyman is just a man like anyone else. You don't have to live in fear of him anymore. I kind of like the idea of that. I like that she's just taking him down pace by pace and just showing he's a man. I found it was weird that the police were just totally game with them dragging his body through the streets of the town.
That was
funny. And then everyone in the town was like, oh, we don't have anything to do at the moment. Let's go watch the car shredding of Michael Myers' corpse. That was weird, but whatever. What about you? You already talked.
I'm with David. The final battle was kind of lame, and I was like I kept hearing a circus barker yelling, "Come on for the most epic battle ever!" And I got excited. I got a really big, Michael Myers, Laurie, horror boner, and I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be epic. Oh my god! And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me! And it took me a minute. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a Halloween movie. Michael, where the fuck have you been for this goddamn movie? And I was like, what the fuck, man? I was bitter and I'm angry and I don't care. I'm angry about this. This is not the way, because supposedly this is the last time we see Jamie Lee Curtis in this role. And it's like, I wanted something better, damn it. I didn't like it. I didn't.
18 did it better.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, just no, didn't like it.
No, sir, not a fan.
Not a fan.
What about you, Mr. Myers?
I'll be right back.
Well, I mean, I'm glad they really ended it. I know, like, I think some people were saying that like they're not. There's like contracts where you're like not even allowed to like kill Michael on screen or something like that.
Yeah,
they just like totally went for it.
Yeah, Michael. I mean, Akat's father. He actually had that in the films that you were not supposed to kill Michael. Michael, I heard
totally went for it.
Yeah, I heard that was something that he put in, that you're not supposed to kill Michael. But obviously that's nor here nor there. But go ahead. You can go ahead.
But yeah, so I mean, I guess they just went for it with this, and I'm kind of glad, they didn't like really leave it open or try to, get around it somehow or like kind of take the easy way out or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I actually liked the final battle. That was cool. I mean, of course, I wish we would have seen like more of Michael, but I'm glad they, at least put that like final battle in, and Laurie got to finally kind of have her big moment there.
Yeah.
Take him out. So yeah, no, I thought it was cool. And then, yeah, really finishing Michael off. But yeah, I mean, also like what you guys were saying, I didn't like, how they kind of just make him like human at the end, basically. I was like almost wondering if like maybe he's still not, maybe like Jamie or Laurie just doesn't know what she's talking about. Maybe he would have like come back to life if they hadn't just like totally grinded him up at the end, even though they had slit his throat and everything. Maybe he would have come back to life somehow.
Yeah.
Yes, Angela, they discard Michael like a pet alligator. Yes, they do.
All right, Sean, what about you?
So I'm conflicted about it because on one hand, I do admire Dave Gordon Green for having the balls to kill him off once and for all. It was like, I didn't think they would do it. I didn't think it was going to happen. But yeah, they went there. They killed the hell out of him. But
boy, do they!
Yeah, I think it probably should have been longer, a little more tense of a battle. I mean, look at the way they presented Michael in the last movie. He was like a superhuman juggernaut, killing machine, and he's just broken down old Myers. It didn't take that long to take him out.
Yeah,
I did like how once Corey stabbed himself and then the mask was there and he's like, I'm back to take my mantle back, baby. Chump.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take her out, like, I thought that was kind of cool. But.
Yeah, the final fight between Laurie and Michael really didn't surprise me. I thought it was what it was based upon this particular story. I wasn't expecting anything from H2O or even from 2018. You have these two older people. Michael does what he does. Laurie fights back, and she did a pretty good job. And I just like the slow, agonizing death they give him, because obviously they don't want him to die quickly. They want him to die slowly because he's been a pain in their behinds all this time. And slicing of the hand, the slicing of the wrist, the slicing of the throat. Nope, not good enough. Let's have a parade. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird.
It almost made me think like families of murdered victims, like if someone is on death row and they gather together to watch them die when they get the death sentence. That kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah, and we actually saw the kid from 2018. He's in the parade, and
it was nice to see him again.
It was nice seeing him. So I actually thought that was good nod to bring him back. That was one of the things I did like about that, they bring him back in that film, and then eventually they put him in a grinder, and he's grind up, and that's it. So like I said, I wasn't expecting a long dragged out fight. What they did was okay, even though it kind of really didn't fit the story wise because of how the story was structured. It would have been better to see more of Allison take on Corey and then see Laurie take on Mike. I would have preferred to see that a little bit. That would have made a little bit more sense, but I was fine with what they tried to do. So, what was the best kill in this particular movie? Go ahead, Sean.
Oh, easily the radio station.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. I think everyone's going to agree with the radio DJ kill. That was your favorite kill, Michael.
That was so
That was
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
That was my favorite as well.
I loved seeing that. His fucking what is it? It's a Human Fly. It's a Cramp song playing. I can't remember which one, but yeah. That kill was great.
Yeah.
Also, that was the one thing where I was like, wait, what? Why would I was like, hi Darcy, why are you here?
Yeah.
That was like that took me out. I mean, it's like, wait a second, huh? Wait, Darcy, what the fuck? I didn't know you were gonna be here.
Cool.
Nice seeing you.
Oh, thank you, Russell.
Although I do kind of wish that they just to complete it, it would have been weird, but they should have just had Joe Bob play the radio DJ.
Yeah.
That would have been
I
fun.
know, right?
That would have been fun.
Well, there's also that great
DJ
blowtorch.
was like so freaking goofy.
I actually love because that would have been my favorite kill. The blood they wouldn't if it wasn't so blurred out, but they kind of blurred.
Yeah,
it
the
out.
blowtorch in the
That
mouth.
was a good thing. Our Friday the 13th Part 5 vibes.
Yeah.
Although the kid death was pretty
The
satisfying.
kid death was also pretty good. The kid death was also pretty good. Like, I like the fact.
You're sick.
You're terrible.
I will say I do like that that direction that they took because like Kills was all about the kills and the carnage. I do like that this movie is way more decided to go in a way more character centered direction. We don't really focus on the kills that much until like the last little bit of the movie. We have the kid in the beginning. We have we have Allison's ex-cop boyfriend, and then Corey starts his rampage. So I like that, but
I thought with little few more. I could have used a few more. Like I like that they toned it down, but since this is the last hurrah, maybe throw us a few more bones. Just throw us a few more bones.
Would you have wished they would have given Michael a bit more kills than he ultimately gets?
Yes.
Because he just gets what, 2?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, I would.
Technically 3 because of Corey, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid had it coming, David. I said it earlier. I don't know if you were here, but that fucking kid had it coming.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is something Brad brought up, and it was pretty interesting when I watched this video today. When did you ever seen people from a marching band be bullies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard people saying
weird.
that too. Yeah.
That's weird.
You think they'd be like the
weird,
football
like-
players or something?
Yeah, that was interesting. I think the reason why is that David probably decided he didn't want to do typical stereotype bullies that we all seen before in horror movies. It's always the jocks are always the bullies. Maybe decided, hey, let's marching band be bullies because in reality anyone can be a bully. Doesn't matter whether you're a jock or a marching band, you can be a bully.
Yeah.
That was fine. What I thought was weird, and yeah, I get it. Corey's like socially the outcast of the town because of everything, but they're significantly younger than him. Why are they bullying a fucking guy like almost half their age? Why are they bullying like a 25-year-old dude when they're like 16, 17? What? You're gonna pick a fight with this dude. It's okay. That was weird. That was weird to me.
Yeah, that was my first reaction. I thought it was weird too.
Yeah, I said, why are they bullying him? Well, then again, he is the town outcast. So
yeah,
that's why.
Weird.
But it was a cool scene when Lori goes, "Do you want to do the tires or shall I?" I like that.
I really like that. That was another moment I actually forgot about. I really like that moment with Lori and Corey kind of bonding and slashing the kids' tires. I thought that was fun, actually.
I thought it was sweet.
That was real good. Yeah, I like that. Something I do.
So
I just think it's funny what you couldn't. You're a 25-year-old grown-ass man in good shape, and you can't handle a couple snot-nosed teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that Halloween is over, where do you rank this film in the franchise? I knew that was going to be a good one. All right, Mr. Myers, where would you rank this film?
Jeez, I think it's going to take me a lot longer to figure that out. It always takes me like forever to try to rank all these movies. I actually had a ranking, but then this whole new trilogy came out, so now that ranking's like all outdated. I think like the only thing I could really say right now is like I would definitely put like the original Halloween and Halloween 2018 above this one. But I think that's like all I've really figured out so far.
I also thought that, yeah, because he gets crucified on the table and then everyone hoists him over like he's Christ into the grinder. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one who got that, Angela.
Yeah, I just that thought just popped in mind when she said that.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought that, Angela.
So where would it go for you?
Oh, okay. 3, 2018, 4, Rob Zombie 2, 78, this movie maybe, then Kills, and then the rest of the series as it goes on. But yeah, I think this one goes right smack in the middle for me. I like it better than Kills, but I like 78 and Rob Zombie 2 better than it. So, and that might be sacrilege to all the Halloween fans by me saying I like one of the Rob Zombie movies better than this.
Well, they know my feelings.
I know.
For me, where it would go, it's not surprisingly. I bet you guys thought I'd say it's now. It would be Dead Last for this trilogy. Like, it's
out of the trilogy, it's my least favorite.
It's my least favorite. But as for all the movies, I like it would be like third or fourth last. Like for me, it's not as bad as 3. Sorry, it's not as bad as Resurrection is. You know, it's H2O, but it's one of the later ones for me, and it's one I don't think I'm going to go back to. Like, I loved Kills. I know I'm in the minority of that. Like 2018 was the best out of this one, but I really had fun with Kills, and I love it. But oh god, this one I will not go back to very much. The rewatchability is yeah. Thank you, David.
Middle for me.
What about you, Sean?
I would put it at number 10, just barely above the 2 zombie films and Resurrection.
Okay, then.
Yeah, I would put this, for me, I put this in the middle. It's definitely better than Resurrection. It's better than Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. A little bit.
Them's fighting words. I will defend that movie to my grave.
You guys are wrong about the zombies. I'm sorry, you're wrong about the zombies.
I know. I love what Rob Zombie tried to do in his first Halloween. I would say at least almost halfway through the film, and then after that he copped out and did a shot-for-shot remake.
Yeah.
Kind of sort of ruined that one for me. And you know how I feel about Halloween 2. It's just that damn white horse.
Is art. Art.
Yeah, maybe the horse is supposed to be art. But yeah, for me it would be in the middle of the pack. Obviously not better than I would say Halloween 2018 Halloween 2 or Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. It was probably after Halloween 4. I would probably put that in between, maybe say the trilogy, because I think it's better than Kills, but it's not better than 2018. So it's probably in between, somewhere after Season of the Witch and Halloween 2018.
Okay.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Okay. And let's see, the final question we're going to have, so that we have more time to discuss Rob Zombie's The Munsters, because that's going to be another fun conversation.
Oh boy, will it?
Where would you like, let's just say this, if you can make another Halloween film, what would you do with that? Go ahead, Michael.
Interesting question. I'm trying to think what I would do. I don't know, maybe I would do a sequel to Halloween 6, because I think like that timeline is probably my favorite. So you can get Paul Rudd back, and have Michael start chasing him again. Those characters, because they had a good amount of characters that survived in that one. So I don't know, maybe just try to continue that story, but hopefully kind of forget about I don't know, some of the Thorn stuff, I guess, and just kind of go back to the basics. And I think that could be cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sean.
Yeah. I don't think there should be any more movies. I think there's just been enough now. But I would like to see a TV series like with stuff like this movie, like one-shot stories that take place in like Haddonfield, different people that have been affected by Michael Myers, or maybe Michael Myers can be looming in the background somewhere. Maybe he could be in one once in a while, like Freddy's Nightmares kind of thing. I think something like that could work, and you can explore a lot of these different characters like Lindsay, and maybe even a one-shot Dr. Loomis story that doesn't involve Michael Myers or something.
Yeah, I think like what you were
That's the
saying
only-
about how like this movie kind of could have been like a TV show in a way, like Corey's story, basically. Like I think that would be an interesting thing to do, like because you see it all the time with like kind of Star Wars and Marvel, where they kind of get like new characters or characters that people didn't really know that well in the movies, and kind of expand on them in like a in a TV show, and then have the main characters kind of pop in and out every once in a while. Could have had like Michael kind of show up in the beginning and show up like in the finale. Yeah, something like that.
That'd be cool. Like, and you could see maybe some of the things that we didn't get to see that fans always talk about, like Jamie Lloyd coming back and being the killer or something.
Yes.
All right, Jen and Christian.
What about you first?
I'd either go two ways. I'd either like just pretend this movie never happened
and give an actual end to this trilogy.
Yeah, and like rewrite, bring back Hawkins, bring back Jamie Lee Curtis, and do it right. Because I just hate the way we leave off. I'm sorry, I don't want to be one of these toxic Halloween fans, but I really have problems with this movie. And the longer it sits with me, the angrier I get. But if we couldn't do that, I would actually like to see a movie with Jamie Lloyd. Like I love, maybe even continue where, like, maybe take back and do what for, like, so,
yeah, return to her being the new killer.
Yeah, and maybe do it something like that. I don't know how you would, because you almost need Loomis, but you know,
need Loomis, and I'd argue you'd need Daniel Harris.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It'd have to be with Daniel Harris.
Kind of do an Exorcist the Heretic and kind of see her, grown up a little bit more now and how the evil affected her.
Yeah,
I'm not saying we're going to go to Africa and have goddamn and have Darth Vader show.
Locusts.
We're not doing any locusts. I'm just saying kind of like what H2. Yeah.
But I would like to have that, and like maybe have Malcolm McDowell come back, because I actually really liked his Loomis, so he could do Loomis.
I'm hearing what everyone's saying, and I think kind of like, granted I haven't watched the show, but kind of like a Marvel What If of like just jumping out throughout all of the Halloween timelines. This episode is centered around the Thorn trilogy. This one's what if Jamie Lloyd stayed the killer? Stuff like that. Get to see some continuation for the zombie films and stuff like that. That could be interesting. My personal one, if to no one's surprise, is God. I would want us to go in the direction the franchise always was intended for, go into an anthology direction like Halloween 3. That's what I would have liked. That's what I like to see. But it's never going to happen. I've accepted this, so
it didn't work in 3. It sure as fuck didn't work in this movie. This is what happens when you take out Michael. This is what happens. It leads to bad results.
No, but just for the hell of it, I also would like to see the movie I've been pitching for years of the final standoff between Busta Rhymes and Michael Myers in an ultimate kung fu showdown. It'd be like, and I'd resurrect the Shaw brothers and have them direct it. That's what I'd want to see. A kung fu slasher film with Michael Myers and Busta Rhymes.
Dave, you're in limited company when it comes to The Exorcist 2.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Well, I think
I'd love
like
to
Jamie.
be there with you, man. But...
I saw some stuff like the Daniel Harris was like saying she wanted to come back and wanted to have like a final showdown between Jamie and Michael, like she was talking about like a month or two ago. Yeah, so I don't know. It seems like she's up for it.
Yeah, I'd love that. I love Daniel Harris.
Because, as a matter of fact, I wouldn't mind them redoing the franchise and actually have Daniel Harris come in and play Laurie Strode. I wouldn't mind.
That'd
be interesting. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be a very cool take.
Yeah, very cool take.
Why not? She came back and played Annie.
Yeah.
She played Annie in Rob Zombie's film, so she can actually come back. I'm pretty sure they would. She should be discussed, and I'm pretty sure Jamie Lee Curtis would sign off on it. She said, "Yeah, sure, I wouldn't mind her being Laurie Strode. I think she'd be an excellent Laurie Strode." And I'm pretty sure that would have pleased a lot of fans who really wanted to see her back in this trilogy, but for some reason, I guess Danny decided not to put her in here.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I thought that would have been made such great sense, and it would have been so cool. Like, what a missed opportunity there,
Yeah.
At least Rob Zombie did it, sort of.
Yeah, but I heard like Rob Zombie had to like fight like so hard against the executives to get her in there. Yeah, I don't know why it's so difficult.
The fans love her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone like loves her so much.
Oh, what's your problem?
Speaking of Mr. RZ,
God.
he he decided to create a movie about one of the 60s horror families outside of the Addams family, the Munsters. So, Mr. Myers, did you see Rob Zombie's The Munsters?
Yeah, I actually just finished watching it today.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh,
Ooh,
all
it's
right,
fresh
so
on your mind.
fresh on your
yeah.
mind. So, what you thought about Rob Zombie's The Munsters?
Well, I guess it's kind of hard for me to compare because I haven't actually seen the
You never saw the TV show?
No.
Okay.
So I just kind of went like straight into it basically. So I don't know. I thought it was just pretty crazy. But I don't know. It's like yeah, like for me, it all just kind of seems like it's coming out of nowhere since I haven't seen like what it's based off of. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah, just kind of weird, kind of crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Jen and Christian.
Okay, so like, and this is coming from someone who wasn't like, I didn't hate the movie, but I was just kind of mad toward it more than anything. But I think I do get really angry with people because I've heard a lot of people on now that Halloween Ends has come, it's kind of quieted down. But before that came out, like everyone was saying, this is one of the worst movies of. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. And like, there's a lot of passion. And Richard Brake is amazing, like that. And again, this is coming from someone who wasn't a particularly big fan. Grandpa was amazing. Sherry Moon Zombie, she was good. Like, I get so tired. I said this in my Rob Zombie for Halloween. I get so tired of people giving her shit. She's good. She's good. She's not a Meryl Streep, but she never claimed to be. But she has some skill, and I get so tired of people giving her shit. It wasn't something I'd come back to, but I didn't hate it either. There was a few things, like it fell toward the middle is where it kind of fell for me. And it wasn't as funny as I'd hoped it be. But there was a lot of cute nods. You can tell that Rob Zombie had a lot of passion, and it was fine for what it was. You liked it more.
Yes, I will do this. How you've done for the Rob Zombie Halloween movies for like ages, like defending them and saying no, they're good.
Yeah,
it's now how I feel about Rob Zombie's The Munsters. Only difference is I don't even think this movie's particularly great, but I do think people are just shitting on it for the sake of shitting on because it's popular to shit on Rob Zombie. Is there problems with the movie? Loads of problems. But there is an immense amount of passion and creativity put in this film. I think it's Zombie's most ambitious and different film that he's ever done. And I feel like people are just kind of like, oh, why? I've literally heard people go, Zombie, why aren't you doing what you always have done? Then these are the same people who are complaining, why doesn't Rob Zombie do something new and different? He did it for you guys. He made a PG family horror comedy. That's not to cut you off, Christian.
Yeah.
You know, that's what got to me. It's like, wait a minute, you criticize him for not doing something different. When he does something different, you still criticize him.
Yeah, like I said it in our review, and I stand by it. Rob Zombie, the worst decision that man ever could have made for his career was remake Halloween. It destroyed all credibility he had with audiences and horror fans in particular. Like, they were financially successful, they ruined his career. And I think a lot of it is people are still bitter over those Halloween films. It's not a great film. There's so much I like about it. Richard Brake is phenomenal in the movie in both roles he plays. Yeah. Sherry does a very good job. Grandpa is really great. Jeff Daniel Phillips' physical performance as Herman is great. He rivals Fred Gwynn in that way. Vocally, and a lot of his dialogue is weird. I don't like his Herman voice. It's a little too nasally and high-pitched and annoying. But his physical performance is really damn good. The movie is beautiful looking. It is so garish and over the top in every way with the lighting and the set design. It really, no other film looks like it from this year. It has such a distinct style that's all its own. I like the film. Story is an issue with the movie, admittedly. It doesn't have enough strong of a plot to go for nearly 2 hours, but it's a give and take. It's a middle-of-the-road movie, but I do feel like it's nowhere near as bad as most people are making it out to be.
Yeah. You guys have not seen Dash Cam.
You have not seen anyone who says this is the worst film of the year has not seen Dash Cam.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sean.
Firestarter.
Oh, Firestarter.
Well, yes, I've never been a big fan of Zombie. You guys probably know that, but
yeah,
I always give him credit where credit is due. It looked great, like Christian says. I love the look of it. It's very colorful and creative, and yeah, it does have that throwback vibes to the classic TV series. So on that front, he did very well. But it's like the same problem I have with all his movies is the dialogue. He's such a bad writer. Why can't he let someone who knows comedy, who has experience in comedy, work on it, for God's sakes? But I will say Grandpa was really good. Like he
Grandpa was
nailed
great.
like and yeah, Sherry Moon, I admire her spirit, let's just say. Like she tried her damnedest to give honor to the original Lily, you know, Yvonne Craig. Like so much. Maybe too much. But yeah, I liked her though. I thought she had a lot of spirit.
Yeah.
But I didn't like Herman at all. So I don't agree with you there, Christian. I did not like him at all. He cannot hold a candle to Fred Gwynn.
No,
and
no.
that's a huge problem. If you can't get Herman right, the whole movie doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I think it's sorely missing Eddie and Marilyn, you know, two major characters in the original series. Like,
I almost feel like the movie would have been too bloated then, honestly. I'm kind of fine with they cut them out.
But I feel like they could have shortened the whole.
They could have, yes.
Herman and Lily, they could have shortened that a little. Come on.
Yeah, it seemed like
they could have had a little bit of time for Eddie, at least at the end, like having them as a baby or whatever, or as little kids or something. I don't know.
I almost kind of would like to see, like, I know there are rumblings of it possibly, because it did actually pretty well on Netflix and physical release. I know there's rumblings of a sequel. I almost think it would be a misstep, and they should just do, like, a limited series on Netflix of it, of just continuing it that way. That's kind of what I would prefer seeing instead of a full-on sequel.
Yeah, because here's my take on Rob Zombie's The Munsters. I mean, you can tell by how well the movie is made that he really loves the Munsters.
Yes.
He really did enjoy it. So you can see it how he made the film. Very colorful, very over-the-top colors, very how he filmed some of the reactions between Herman Munster and Lily Munster when they're first starting dating, some of that cartoonish feel. And that's the part I really love. But I'm going to have to agree with Sean. This guy can't write. He cannot write. And as much as I enjoyed House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects, for some reason, since The Devil's Rejects, and I can't say anything about The Lords of Salem because I haven't seen it yet. I still have. I got to watch that.
It's his best movie.
Yeah, no, I can't make a comment about that. But for some reason, some of his scripts and his dialogue, I don't know if he really, and especially something like this. And I give him an effort for trying to do something different other than the typical, what am I looking for? Hillbilly, dirty white trash characters that he always puts in his films.
Yeah.
And this one is totally something different. So I give him credit for trying to do something different. But unfortunately, when you don't have the experience in trying to write a comedy, it's something like The Munsters. You know, that's the problem I have with the film. The script doesn't fit anything. First of all, the movie is 20 minutes too long.
Yes,
that's one problem I have. The second problem is nothing against Sherry Moon Zombie. Just nothing she did make me laugh, and nothing against. And you really cannot replace Fred Gwynn. And I wasn't expecting for Philip to do anything. Try to put his own spin on it. But again, it's okay to make Herman laugh a couple of times, but he does it throughout the whole movie, and it just lost, and it just became annoying. Guy who played Grandpa was great. Obviously, Richard Burke, he's great. There were some aspects of the film I thought was funny. Cassandra Peterson, you know, the little amount of screen time she had, she was good in the film.
She was fun.
That was cool.
Yeah, she was fun. But to me, it's just that it's like I said. It's, to me, as I said in my review, it's not a bad movie. Jeepers Creepers Reborn is a bad movie. Fire Starters is a bad movie.
Yes,
but I only had to give it just 1 out of my 5 bloody coins because unfortunately, because of the script, ruined everything. I couldn't really enjoy the movie at all.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, he did. You could see that he truly did love this movie, and I'm pretty sure if he had someone else write the movie, and maybe someone else play Lily Munster, a woman actress who's more into comedy than Sherry Moon Zombie, maybe the film would be much better than what we got here.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah,
Good
fair.
point.
Mhm.
I would agree with that, Angela. He should not have done the weird puberty voice that he did.
That was a big problem.
Yeah.
Herman and the runtime are my two biggest problems with the movie. That voice and the runtime are the weakest parts of the movie for me.
You know what was cool was the beginning, you know, the birth of Herman and everything. I love that.
Yeah, that was all
in the
fun.
Oh, yeah, that was good. I like
laboratory,
that.
like
Yeah,
classic
that's cool.
Universal
Yeah, that was
monster,
cool.
you know?
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's cool. But yeah, and I another part I didn't like, and I guess because it's supposed to be funny, is the fact that when you get the brain from Herman, they turn out that the brain wasn't the brain that Richard Brake character wanted to get. He got the brain of a bad comedy,
Yeah,
what you call him.
a bad
Yeah, so
comedian.
that's the reason why Herman tells so many bad jokes they're not funny.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I will still say this is probably the best Munsters thing to come out since the 70s. I'll take this over Mockingbird Lane any day of the week.
Yeah.
I'll give
I
you
love
that.
Eddie Izzard. They're one of my favorite comedians. That sucked hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would agree with you on that one. That was ooh boy. Ugh. And like I always tell Joe and Jason on their positive spins about movies, I said there's not a movie I don't hate on any movies because hate is such a strong word.
Yeah.
But there's two movies that come close to that is The Exorcist 2 and that one.
Fair.
Oh, Mockingbird Lane.
Did anyone like that?
I've never met anyone who liked Mockingbird Lane.
I mean, I even liked that Monsters Today that came out.
That was better, yeah. That was better than
that was a little
Mockingbird.
better than
Yeah.
Mockingbird Lane. It's like, you mean to tell me you couldn't get the word monsters? You had to call it Mockingbird Lane? Good grief.
Why are we doing a subplot about Herman's severed penis? What the fuck? What the hell?
I was okay
What
with
the
that.
hell is with this?
I was okay with that.
You have Eddie Izzard playing Grandpa, and you don't give her any good lines whatsoever. You don't give her any jokes. Okay.
Let's see what people saying in chat stream.
That's fair.
He's a great comedian too.
No, unfortunately, I have not seen Terrifier 2, but
Nope.
if y'all still want to talk about it, y'all go ahead and talk about it. Because
Anybody seen it?
We want to. I thought it was going to
No.
be. I thought it was going to be like a Halloween Ends where it was going to be streaming while they were playing it in the theater. But I guess they didn't do it that way.
Yeah.
I assumed that's how they were going to do it.
Yeah.
No, as a matter of fact, from what I read on Bloody Disgusting, they're saying they're re-releasing it because of the fans' demand to see it on the screen again.
Yes.
I know a lot of people said it's insane.
Yeah.
Art the Clown is even more vicious in this one than he was in the first one, which
Yeah.
means
Yeah.
obviously we're going to see a lot more than just just a split that he did in the first movie. Yeah,
I
but
can't
unfortunately,
Yeah, I'm
unfortunately,
Yeah,
I'm
like-
looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was actually able to see it, but like it was only like one showing like some days, so I got really lucky, I guess.
Oh, have you actually seen it then?
Did you like
yeah.
it?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Talk
thought
about it a little
I
bit
mean I think I liked it better than the original. I'd like just got caught up on the original recently because I'd like never seen any of them. But I think I definitely liked it better than the first one. Yeah, I think it's like even more vicious, like just super bloody, over the top, tons of blood and gore everywhere. But they kind
Very
of
cool.
there was like a kind of a behind the scenes thing at the end. They were talking about how they were trying to focus more on like kind of the good guys, like the heroes in this one, like how the original they were really focusing on kind of just the villain, and the heroes just kind of whatever. But yeah, this one they actually had like kind of a more supernatural hero, so I thought that was kind of cool. They kind of expand on these other characters more and kind of give you people to like root for more than the first one.
Are they going to set up for another one, or did they leave it where it's possible there could be another one?
Trying to remember how. I mean, yeah, I think they did. Yeah, I think they kind of left it open. I think they're going to try to do more, I think is what they said, and kind of the
Yeah.
behind the scenes thing.
Yeah, I know Damien said that he wanted to do a third, that he wanted to make this a trilogy at least.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's why I heard what he said. There's my brother there, Leon Smith. That is my brother. Best part of the movie.
Hey,
Yeah, he had told because he had texted me and said that he really loved the Monsters, and I said, "Well, I'm glad you find it funny."
Good for you.
Yeah, good.
He had
for
you rolling on the floor. Wow.
Well,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we we grew up watching the Monsters back on when we had USF stations, and one of the funniest parts of seeing Fred Gwynn just play Herman Munster, jumping up and down when he couldn't get his way, and his laugh, no one can do that laugh better than Fred Gwynn, and that's one of the funniest things I liked about the Monsters, but just not this one. This one. I'm trying to think. Was there anything else we were going to talk about?
Hellraiser, remember?
Hellraiser,
That's
yes.
right. Hellraiser. Yes. Hellraiser.
The other major horror franchise that got a new movie this year.
Yeah.
All right. So Michael, did you see Hellraiser 2020?
So I actually didn't see the new one. I actually watched the original recently, and that was it. Because I don't have a Hulu, so I wasn't able to see the new one.
Okay.
Okay. Did you see the new Hellraiser, Sean?
Yeah, I did. I do have Hulu.
So, what you thought about it?
It's kind of a mixed bag. There's certain things I like about it. I like all the stuff with the Cenobites, and I think Jamie Clayton did a great job. She was creepy. I liked her voice and her mannerisms, and I like how she brought her own flavor to Pinhead.
Yeah.
It was cool. And I like the different Cenobites. I love that they brought the Chatterer back. I love that guy.
And the vagina lips. I love the vagina lips.
Oh boy, I was waiting for this.
I told Marty I love the vagina lips. Wee!
Yeah, so because I saw Jen and Christian's review of Hellraiser 2022, and then they loved it.
Yeah,
because she's got the hots for the guy that played on ER.
Yes.
Yeah, the villain. You had a thing for him.
I wish we would. Now, see, Christian liked it a little bit better than I did.
I think I liked it a lot more than you did.
I liked it, but I wish we would have had more or basically he wasn't Frank, but in my mind he was Frank. I wish we would have spent a little bit more time. And I didn't like our main character. She kind of, and if you're not with your main character, that's a problem. But I'm with Sean. I love the Cenobites, and I fucking adored Frank. Like Frank was my hero. And I know you disagree with me, but I liked her boyfriend.
The actor who played her boyfriend.
Yeah, and I liked what they do. Hello, Dice.
Bonjour,
Dice. Bonjour, Dice.
Yeah, I really liked Hellraiser 2020. Jamie Clayton
is amazing,
equal to Doug Bradley's Pinhead, in my opinion. I think she does her own she does her own thing with the role, but makes it very memorable when she makes the roles her own, and I am super here for it. I loved her version. I love all the Cenobites. My only issue, I'm glad to see him because he's also a personal favorite Cenobite of mine. I didn't like the design for the Chatter. I didn't like how he was basically just skinless and then up to here skin for some reason. That was the only design I didn't like, but I love all of the other Cenobites in the movie. Their designs are super iconic instantly, in my opinion. I actually am in the minority. I liked our main character quite a bit. I found her story quite compelling. I love our villain in the movie, or not Frank, as you call him. I love what we do with him, especially towards the end of the third act with the contraption centered around him. I love that idea.
Yeah,
I like all of the ideas in this movie and how it kind of fills in a lot of stuff from the book as well as some of the stuff from the comics. I like it. It's not my favorite one of the franchise. That still goes to the original, but I think it's easily the best Hellraiser film since Part 2 by far. I liked it quite a bit.
It does run a little with this. I have a problem with this director. I've never really cared for any. I don't hate the director. He's got a great style, but he's never been for me. And one of my biggest problems is they all run a little too long for me. It was wearing out its welcome. But that's just an issue with the director. All of his movies have been like that way for me. But I liked it better than most of his other films.
This is by far your favorite David Bruckner movie.
Yeah. For me, I love what Jamie Clayton did with Pinhead, or in this role, she's called the Preacher. She's not actually called. Yeah, I like what she did. She put her own spin on it. She wasn't trying to do anything what David Bradley did for the role. I like all the designs of the Cenobites. I thought they actually gave them each their own individual character. They all played their own individual character. They only have their roles, and they all spoke.
Yes.
Spoke. I didn't like any of the human characters. I thought they were all one-dimensional characters. Had no interest at all for the main character, her so-called friend, her brother, or anybody else. They all seem to be fodder for the Cenobites, and that's one thing I didn't like about the movies. Because and again, not trying to compare it to the original. Hellraiser, but one of the reasons why we do love Hellraiser is because we love Frank, we love Julia, we love Christy.
Right.
You know, that's one of the reasons why we love it. And this one, other than Cinnabite, you really have no one to pull for.
I pulled for not Frank. I was here for not Frank.
I know everyone. I'm in the minority. I liked our main character. I liked the story of her and her brother and her brother's boyfriend. I liked all that stuff. I will agree though, the other characters in the friend group were cannon fodder, and they did nothing. Like especially the one female friend in the group that just literally, I don't think she has a line until right before she dies.
You mean the Asian character?
Yes,
Asian?
yes.
Yeah. Because she really is. Yeah, she really doesn't do anything in the picture until right around towards the end of the second act. Mm-hmm. And another thing I thought was missing. Where's the gore? It's like it seemed like
I thought it would have been more.
I expected to be a bit more gore and more practical effects. We really don't get that much gore, which is unusual for a Hellraiser film.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah.
And the CGI stuff too. Oh.
I mean, we really don't get any real gore until the end of the picture, and that looked phony. I mean, it wasn't going like, wow, that's fascinating. And okay, that's okay.
Thank you, Dice.
Yeah. One other thing, I love the design work they did with the Cenobites. I love the idea of their skin literally being turned into like their leather clothes and stuff. I loved that idea. That was such a cool. That was such a cool design choice. And I noticed it. I didn't notice it right away. And then when I saw Pinhead in a full silhouette, I was like, holy shit, that's a great idea. That feels like something Barker would have thought of, but that's so cool. I loved it.
And vagina lips.
I like the Cenobite design, but I love these Cenobite design. But yeah.
I still don't know where you getting that from.
No, the one.
If you notice, one of the female Cenobites like has like her labia splayed open.
Yeah.
It's like her neck split open, but it looks.
I saw the neck. I got one with the neck split open, but I didn't see that one with.
Yeah, there's another one that has her labia splayed open. You only see it like for a couple.
I saw it
for a bit, like a couple. It's only in a couple shots. They don't get a lot of full body shots of it. But yeah, one of them has like a contraption splaying their labia open.
It's pretty awesome. I was telling Marty about it. I was like, maybe we can find some. Well, wait, that's a little. Never mind.
TMI.
God damn you, woman.
Probably Marty's doing the same if he's awake.
I already know what Marty's doing. He's probably shaking his head.
He's used to it by now.
God, Jen, you're killing me, Jen.
I thought Jen was pretty subdued today.
Yeah,
thank you.
For her.
For Jen. Yeah, Michael, if you ever seen any of our streams, this is subdued Jen.
Yes.
Okay. Best behavior.
Best behavior. And then that's even better behavior than in our videos.
I know, we always have to warn her. It's like, look, are you going to get our channels canceled if you keep it up?
They told me because you're on, not to scare the guests. So.
Okay, yeah, can't scare me away.
Scared, Michael Myers?
I think I'm doing okay so far.
Okay, cool. Well, then I can turn it up a notch.
No, go for it.
No.
The guy kind of gave me that you said was like Frank's kind of gave me Dr. Chernard vibes a little.
It's kind of a blending of the two, yeah.
That's what we
he
thought
seemed
too.
more like him than Frank. I got bored.
I almost thought they were gonna do a Juliet thing with that older woman there, like when she kind of seduced the guy in the freaky bar or whatever.
There was one idea that the movie introduced that I got really excited over, and then we never do anything about. I forgot to mention it in the review. I thought it was weird. Remember that one scene in the movie where like she has a dream of her brother, and her brother's like how Frank is in the original movie, missing all of her skin. I thought the rest of the movie was going to be like a reverse version where like our main character is going to sacrifice people in order to resurrect her brother and stuff. We're going to do that, like kind of a reverse version of Frank and Julia, but we never mentioned that again. That is one misstep of the movie. I was like, what was the point of that?
Probably my favorite thing though in the movie, and it's just a little thing, but it was a really cool. And now this is a way to do a good nod, is when there's a little bar in the house and stuff, and what the boyfriend goes, "What's your pleasure?" And I'm like, oh my god, I loved how they snuck that in. It was so cool, but it was very sleight of hand. That just brought me a lot of joy.
Yeah,
That's cool. I remember that from the original. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of cute
they
little
stuck in the line too. We got such sights to show you.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have such sights to show you. Okay. So let's see. Was there any other decent horror movies that have come out so far during the month of October?
I would highly recommend Deadstream on Shudder.
It's fun.
I think that film's very good.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Go
sorry.
ahead, Monty.
Yeah, because I actually saw Deadstream. That was pretty good. Understand the reason why you guys like that better than Dashcam, because the main character is much more enjoyable, but I still love Dashcam. Despite how unlikable that character is.
It's okay, Monty. It's okay. We just no. Another movie goes. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because for me, even though she's very despicable and unlikable, it's still the horror aspect that really drew me into the film, is because of the horror that's happening around her. So that's why I like it about the film. Yeah, she's unlikable, and it definitely gives you bad vibes about how she acts throughout the whole film, but still it's the horror aspect of what's going around it. That's what we loved about Dashcam. So if you ignore the main character, you still will have a decent horror film.
I get that.
I can understand that.
I get that. One movie I want to recommend, and I'm telling you guys right now, it won't be for everybody, because everyone else, I didn't think it was particularly that dark, but a lot of people are saying this is super dark. It's called Speak No Evil, right?
Speak No Evil.
Yeah,
it's also on Shudder.
It's on Shudder, and oh my god, it is so good. I loved this movie. And go in blind. The best way to do this is go in blind. I don't want to say much. All I'm going to say, it's about two families, and oh my god, and I loved the ending. Whee!
Yeah, because I know Emma from Spooking Astronaut, she actually liked that film a lot too.
I loved it.
Because it's sort of like a thriller with some horror elements in it.
Oh, there's some horror elements in it.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet, but if I get a chance, I'll see if I can put it in my schedule.
Money, try to see it, because it's I don't know if you'll like it as much as me. A lot of people don't like it, and I can understand why, but oh my god, I loved it.
That one. It's not a movie, but I would vehemently recommend, because I don't know many people who are talking about it, but we have been watching AMC's Interview with a Vampire series, and that show's real good. That show is real good.
We love it.
I was gonna mention that.
Speak No Evil, Angela. Speak No Evil is the name of it.
Yeah. So have you, Sean, have you or Michael, have you seen the new Interview with the Vampire?
I haven't seen it yet. I hadn't heard about it. But yeah, it sounds really interesting.
Yeah, AMC.
Yeah,
it's really good. We didn't think, we were kind of like and then we thought, we'll just check out one episode, and oh my god, Christian and I are hooked. Like, we look forward to Sundays now. That's like our treat at the end of the week. Yeah.
And also they actually have a television version of Let Me In.
We still need to see that.
I need to watch that.
That one we haven't.
Yeah, so far pretty good. It's a little bit different from the Swedish movie and the remake that Gloria Grace Moretz starred in. Yeah, it's a little bit different.
I hope it comes to like Hulu or something, because I don't have cable.
Oh,
I know, feel bad for me.
I'm sorry. It's really, if you can, like, if there's like other alternative means that you can get it, Sean, it's just fun. Like I said, it's really weird, but we look so forward to, and it's one of those shows, like, it goes by so fast, it leaves you wanting more.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we didn't know, but it's really good. It's a very different take, but it's also very much in spirit with the novel, but they do some things differently.
Yeah. They
do have Lestat and everything.
Oh yeah. Oh, Lestat's wonderful.
Yeah.
Lestat's one. I think he's even better than how Tom Cruise played him in
I would agree
in
with
the
that,
movie.
yeah. I like both
movie.
these versions of the characters more than the characters that were in the.
Yeah, it seems like they're sticking more toward the source material than what the movie did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did anybody see Smile? That's the one that I saw
yet.
Not
recently.
yet.
You haven't seen Smile?
No,
we haven't seen it yet. We're gonna.
We were going to. When that movie came out, a lot of stuff happened, and we couldn't get to the theater. So yeah,
Oh,
We
you gotta
might
see
do
Smile.
it before the end of October, but we don't know yet.
probably we'll do it in November when it hits digital.
Uh-oh. What do you want?
What's that about, Michael?
Yeah, I think we all enjoyed X.
X was good. Pearl was better.
Yeah,
I'll
we
say
enjoyed
it. Pearl was way better.
Yes,
I
yes.
did like X, yeah.
Yes, my foolish brother. If you want to see a decent horror film, go watch Pearl. If you haven't seen it. Let's see. Let me tell him.
Yeah, but also the second season of Chucky started up. It's pretty good. First 2 episodes are on YouTube as per usual, and it's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
pretty good way to start off. I'm looking forward to seeing because the one of the actress or actor that played in the them/they.
Yeah, they slash them.
Yeah, he's going to be Glenn and Glenda.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I heard that they were playing Glenn and Glenda. I'm very excited. Like
we're gonna see it in this next episode, right?
I'm very excited. Like I
they're
said
coming
this in
into
our
the next
reviews. Like
episode.
Seed is something I need to revisit because I feel like I probably would appreciate it a lot more now than when I last watched it. But I'm very excited.
Show.
Yeah. New Chucky. Yeah, I'm very excited for what we're gonna do with Glenn and Glenda in the new thing. I'm very excited to see how we're gonna utilize them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when I was reading about that was this over the weekend or last week, and I read it, I said, "Oh, okay, that actor. Okay, it's going to be decent to see how he's going to be playing these roles." Yeah, and so it looks like that's it. I think we've discussed a lot. Had a nice discussion, Michael. It was very nice of you coming on board and talking about your character.
Yes.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me back.
Always
It's
good.
always fun to have
always
you.
good to have the shape.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Boogeyman.
Well, I always tell everyone I basically am because I have the same birthday as Michael Myers. I think last year we did this on my birthday, and now it's
oh yeah,
my
we
birthday's
did.
tomorrow,
I remember
so-
that because we all sang "Happy Birthday" for you. If I recall on the stream.
Yeah. I hope you
Yeah.
have a great birthday.
Yeah.
Happy
Yeah,
Yeah,
birthday.
thank you.
Now, when I host the streams, what I like to do is have all you guys go on ahead and shrill what you got coming on your channel. So, Michael Myers, what do you have planned coming up?
So I definitely need to do a review of Halloween Ends. Like I gotta get on the same page as all you guys. Get that video out, and then also have a big pumpkin patch trip that me and a bunch of my friends did. They kind of went around picking pumpkins and then going to like kind of their store and buying stuff. So I have all that video I need to put together. So those are going to be coming out soon.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Awesome. Jen Christian, what's coming up on your channel?
Well, we have such sights to show you because we're still doing our 31 days of Halloween, and oh boy, we've saved some of our better videos for the end.
Yes.
we have, and don't worry, there's still more incest videos to come. There's more incest. Don't worry.
Down, girl, down.
And also because Saturday happens to be my birthday, and I don't know if we're going to be doing it on Saturday, but be looking for a very special trash picture show because Marty, I've been wanting him to do it since last year, but Marty, I finally wore him down. We're going to be reviewing Flowers in the Attic for my birthday. Whee!
Yay.
More incest.
I thought you were gonna say something like horrifying, like
Truly horrifying. But yes, no, we're dab in the middle of our 31 days of Halloween video every single day. Got some reviews coming out, got some other things coming out, and possibly something quite sinister coming for the 31st. Possibly multiple things. Who knows?
Multiple things, yes.
Sean, what you got coming up on your channel?
well, I did something, a collaboration that won't be on my channel, but I worked on Queenie Todd's video for the
Oh,
Cinebucks.
yay.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Cool.
Coming out, right? I think you did
Yeah,
too, Monty, right?
yeah. I got to do mine's tomorrow. Yeah, Queenie Todd's got this her annual Cinebutt thing coming up, so I got to know you did your part. I got to do my part.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
that's coming
Everyone
up.
be sure to check it out.
Mm-hmm. As for me, I am continuing on with the 31 Days of Horror on my channel. I was supposed to have my review of Grim Cuddy up along with Dead Stream, but unfortunately, StreamYard kind of messed it up, so I got to re-record it again.
I hate when that happens.
We've been there many a time.
Yeah. So I got to re-record that again. So let's see. I got a dad coming up. I will have my third review of my Underworld series. I'll be talking about Underworld: Rise of the Lycans. Let's see. I will have my third episode recap of Chucky season 3 coming up, and some other things I'll be working on. Hopefully, if I get a chance, I'll watch Speak No Evil. Speak No Evil, and I'm trying to see if I can watch. What's that? Piggy. Yeah. Piggy.
Oh, Piggy. Yeah. Piggy was good.
Yeah,
yes.
you'll enjoy
I'm gonna see
it.
if I can get that in over hopefully in the weekend. So that's what I have coming up on my channel.
Very cool. Thank you, Kelly.
Yep, you definitely crack us up.
Absolutely.
Do something, all right.
I do something to Marty, but if I said my full sentence, he'd kill me.
All right. Like I said, there'll be no parenticide on this channel.
But I won.
Think of the views, Marty. Think of the views.
All right, everyone. Michael Myers, thanks for joining. And I want to thank everybody else in the chat for joining. And once again, have a good time. And please stay safe out there. And always remember that horror rules.
And don't forget, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween,
everyone.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
Be excellent.
And please stay safe out there, everyone. And we'll catch you later.
Bye, guys.
Be excellent to each other.